Hi, my name is Phillip. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Taiki, a small little town up north, but I spent most of my childhood in Whangarei. My dad was 62 years old when he had me, and my mum was 43. When I was young, I wasn't really aware that my parents were older than my school friends' parents. It only started to affect me when I was going to intermediate. I used to be embarrassed and would tell my mates my dad was my koro. Being older, my parents had already had children to previous relationships. Dad had 7 and my mum had 3. Growing up, I had a good upbringing. I wasn't exposed to drugs, alcohol or abuse. I was very spoiled being the youngest. I would have a fit whenever I didn't get my way or I was told I wasn't able to have something I wanted. My parents would often give in. Even when we didn't have much, they would both make it work. I didn't have a very stable life. We always moved around. I went to 6 different primary schools, 3 intermediates and 2 high schools. I was spoiled, full of rejection, resentment and anger. I often took advantage of my parents, knowing that they'll do anything to make me happy. Going from school to school, back and forth from my parents to my siblings, I felt like I didn't really belong. I would rage to get my way. My life in front of my friends wasn't the life I lived behind closed doors. I was unhappy and didn't know what to do with my life. 2016, my older brother Toby started going to church in Hamilton and was getting married. I was surprised because he was only 18. After going to his wedding, I really wanted to move down here and live with them. I don't really know why, but I knew I wanted whatever they had going on. I talked my parents into allowing me to move down here to Hamilton and went along to their church. I remember the pastor was preaching. I wasn't really paying attention, but it came to the end of the service where he said, if you're not right with God, raise your hand, acknowledge that you're not right with God, that you're a sinner. That day I raised my hand because I knew I wasn't right. Immediately, I felt like I belonged here. I became a part of this church and they became my family. May 2018, my dad and mum came to visit. While they were visiting, my dad had a heart attack. I was shocked. I knew he was old, but I wasn't expecting it. He passed away, and the year after that, I lost my mum too. Losing them both hurt really bad. I was broken because I had lost both my parents within a year. But through that time, through the tears, sadness and mourning, God gave me peace, hope, and the people in church loved and supported me. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't know where I would be. But what I do know is that I wouldn't have been able to handle the grief, the loneliness, and the pain of losing my parents on my own. God knew that I needed Him and He saved me. Giving my life to Jesus was the best decision I've ever made. He gave me purpose, hope, and most of all, a place where I belong. If you're watching and maybe some of my testimony related to what you're going through or what you have been through, I want to tell you that Jesus loves you and that He died for you. There is no sin too great for Jesus to save you from. For it says in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. Maybe you have no dad like me. I want to tell you that God is Abba, Father to the fatherless. You have an opportunity to get right before God tonight. Don't miss it.